for him to go on the book tour so that he can answer the questions of the American people. Security risk perhaps may be true, according to what Abby has said and what his office is saying.
Who would be the security risk, though?
I don't know.
Who would be the security risk?
Wait a minute. The book is about.
Who is the risk?
Scott,
Can we just admit who the risk is?
The book is about.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know, it never fails to amaze me every time Scott Jennings sits down on CNN's Newsnight with Abby Phillip. The panel sets the stage for another round of twisted Democrat spin. This week was no different. The big topic was the continuing resolution signed to keep the government from shutting down. Now, here's the kicker. Instead of focusing on solutions or admitting their own party's failures, Democrats turned it into yet another circus of excuses, finger-pointing, and word games. Abby Phillip's panel tried to frame the debate around security risks and distractions, but what they really exposed was just how little leadership the Democrat Party is showing. Scott Jennings cut right through it. He didn't get rattled by the noise, he didn't take the bait, he simply pointed out the obvious. The party in power has no plan. And when you stack that lack of vision against the everyday struggles of hardworking Americans, it's clear who's failing and who's fighting for results. And yes, as if the performance wasn't already chaotic enough, CNN decided to bring back one of their favorite repeat guests, Ana Navarro. Every time she shows up, it's the same routine. Dramatic outbursts, incoherent rants, and an obsessive hatred of Donald Trump that drowns out any meaningful discussion. But Jennings was more than ready. He showed why Republican common sense still leaves liberal talking points in the dust. So, stick around, because what you're about to see is Scott Jennings calmly dismantling every bad argument thrown his way, exposing once again why Democrats can't get out of their own way. Let's dive in.
Was interesting. This is whether Democrats should work with the GOP or stop the Republican agenda. But what I want you to look at here is how this has changed. And back in 2017, 74% of Democrats said they should work with the GOP. Now, 57% say they should stop the Republican agenda. There has been a complete shift in the mindset of the Democratic Party. They want resistance. They want a Tea Party.
100%. And what you just said, we should listen to the people. You said, as a congressman, am I correct in saying that you just said we should listen to the people? Why aren't they listening to the people? There's no leadership. There's nobody doing anything. And what we saw, honestly, was a cave. Yet again, another example with Schumer saying, I don't want the smoke. And we're asking, I mean, they are begging. She just showed the dramatic shift. I don't understand what the problem is. Why is there nobody, for lack of a better word, with some cojones to stand up and say, what are we doing? What are we doing? Well, if look, you know we need it, and I'm not trying to give you the smoke, but if you know we need it, why is it not happening?
Look, we need to throw a punch. That's correct. And the American people want us to throw a punch.
By the way, political punch, not literal punch, because then they're going to say stuff.
Now, of course, you know, the proposals that they're bringing are horrendous enough for us to do that, and we should do that.
What's horrendous about the CR? It continues funding the government at
horrendous about the CR is that it is a cut.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
If you do not consider the cost of doing business, if you do not consider that the cost of living, for example, has gone up, that everything has gone up.
Now you're changing. It's not a cut. You're being dishonest.
It's a cut.
It's not a cut.
It's a cut.
It's continuing funding the government at the same levels. It's not a cut. You voted to shut down the government. You voted to lay off every veteran in the federal government. You're making a passionate plea for why Democrats didn't shut down the government. And now Chuck Schumer can't even have a book tour because Democrats are so enraged that the government was. And I'm just confused because last week I was told that people going and expressing their First Amendment rights was part of their democratic and civic duty. And now Chuck Schumer can't even have a book party with Democrats over it. I'm trying to decide.
I mean, Scott, I actually think that Democrats are in agreement with you in the sense that they probably think Chuck Schumer should,
yes,
to
exactly.
Gary's point, take the smoke.
2 weeks ago, he was attacking.
Show up and take the he should show up and take the L is what I'm saying. No one's saying he can't have it, Scott. He can do whatever he chose to, but once again, another example of him deciding to hide.
I'll be blunt. If you're going to sit on a national panel and opine about a continuing resolution, at least know what it is. A CR is basically Congress hitting pause on the budget fight. Keep the lights on, keep agencies funded, avoid a shutdown, and kick the big spending battles down the road. That's it. Dragging cost of living and cost of doing business into it like the CR itself creates those pressures is a dodge. The economy matters, sure, but the CR is a stopgap, not a full fiscal reset. Now on the numbers. By your description, this package trims roughly $7 from IRS HUD community development earmarks. Call it a haircut, not a diet. Allegedly a cut, but in the real world, it's a rounding error on a multi-trillion-dollar spend machine. The practical effect? Government continues as usual through September. Everyone declares victory, and nothing structural changes. I'm not thrilled about that either, but I'll take no shutdown over another made-for-TV crisis that punishes workers and small businesses. And those polls the panel waved around? Please. If 90% of respondents had demanded Democrats work with Republicans, would leadership have pivoted overnight? Of course not. These TV polls are mostly narrative fuel, a way to bless whatever spin the panel wanted to sell that segment. They should listen to the people, is a nice line, but when have Democrats followed their own polling when it conflicts with the activist base? Exactly. As for the political punch, not literal punch bit, that's the kind of wordplay that muddies everything. It scolds Republicans for taking things out of context while relying on context tricks to score the point. We've all watched this movie. Heated rhetoric from the left gets framed as metaphor. GOP pushback gets labeled dangerous. Viewers aren't dumb. They see the double standard. And yes, the same shows lecturing everyone about misinformation have had to issue their share of walkbacks and clarifications when claims don't hold up, which is why people tune out the scolding. So here's the bottom line the panel kept dodging. The CR is a tactical timeout, not a victory lap. If you want to lower the cost of living, you don't do it with TV polls and clever phrasing. You do it by cutting waste, unleashing domestic energy, securing the border, and onshoring critical supply chains. That's the Republican roadmap. Everything else is noise. Now, let's hear the rest of this clip and watch Scott Jennings try once again to steer the conversation back to reality.
I would love for him to go on the book tour so that he can answer the questions of the American people. Security risk perhaps may be true, according to what Abby has said and what his office is saying.
Who would be the security risk, though?
I don't know.
Who
All
would
I'm
be the
saying-
security
Wait a minute.
risk?
The book is about.
Who is the risk?
Scott,
Can we just admit who the risk is?
The book
left,
is about
right?
anti-Semitism, right? So I guess somebody that might be anti-Semitic might target
So, the left.
Chuck Schumer. Tomorrow,
Yes.
he's supposed to be on The View. I think that hasn't changed. He'll be on the hot seat there. I also think he should go on this book tour because if we are talking about Republicans who don't have the cojones, to quote you, to show up to actually even do town halls, even though there were town halls of constituents all over the country this weekend begging the Republicans to show up and answer questions. They refused to do so. But so I think Chuck Schumer should face the music, should, as harsh as it may be, should answer people and should portray some leadership and confidence, which he has done in the past.
Okay, I think Chuck Schumer was the adult in the room. He did what the American people want. The American people want government. They want people to get deals done. And the fact of the matter is people don't want to punch. The fact of the matter is people are actually excited. NBC News on Meet the Press, they reported their polling found the highest level of enthusiasm in the country going in the right direction since 2004. 20 years. So President Trump is doing exactly what he campaigned on. That's why 76% of people said, according to CBS polling, agreed with his State of the Union speech, which included a lot of independents and a lot of Democrats who were watching that speech.
Carrie.
That is why...
Carrie, my namesake, Carrie.
Yes, my fellow Carrie.
You do know what you're saying is incorrect. I don't care about the polling.
Talk to
The
NBC.
American, I don't care what NBC is saying. I can talk to the people on the streets. Are you on the streets? Are you talking
Absolutely,
to people
I am.
in real life situations who have everyday jobs who are saying they're unhappy? You know very well.
Are you saying
that those-
CNN polling is
they're
wrong?
saying-
No,
they're saying
what
that-
I'm saying is,
that Joe
don't do
Biden
me.
under-
Don't try me today, Scotty.
We
what
put
I'm
out a-
saying
we
to
put
you
out a
is that
CNN
you
poll.
know
Are you saying
by and
our polling
large-
is wrong?
No, what I'm saying to you is that you know by and large people are not happy. This
No,
is
they're
not,
very happy. They're unhappy with Democrats.
Now, I can't not mention Scott's question. If Chuck Schumer were to go on his book tour, who would be the security risk? Republicans? No. How is this not a bigger story? Chuck Schumer can't go on a book tour because he's scared of crazy liberals who are furious that he voted not to shut the government down. And notice no one at that table acknowledged it. Their silence speaks volumes. Every single person there knows the left is terrifying when they're angry, and that Democrats are the party of violence even against their own representatives. Think about it. Schumer, with some of the most sophisticated security on the planet, still can't do a book tour because they know his own base is too dangerous. Even when Ana Navarro tried to run cover by saying, well, it's because the book is about anti-Semitism, that may be the reason it fell flat. Because if we're talking about the from the river to the sea crowd, guess which party those radicals belong to? That's right, the Democrats. Even when they spin, they can't escape their own reality. And then, as if on cue, Ana Navarro babbled something about Republicans not answering questions. Since when? What is she even talking about? At this point, for everyone in that studio, whenever Ana Navarro opens her mouth, it's just white noise. So, what did you guys think about this conversation? About the continuing resolution, about the ineptitude of the Democrat Party, and about their inability to get anything right? As always, let me know in the comments if I missed something or got anything wrong. That's it for this video. If you like watching Scott Jennings consistently look like the smartest guy in the room, I've got a whole library building up for you. Click on one of the videos popping up now. And as always, I've got the best viewers in the world, and I truly appreciate you taking a few minutes of your day to hang out here. Never forget, Jesus loves you. I'll see you guys in the next one.